What's worse than buying a truck and having it break down on you? Today, we're counting down the absolute worst pickup trucks that consumers have overwhelmingly rejected. These aren't just disappointing vehicles. They are reliability nightmares that have cost owners thousands in repairs and countless hours of frustration. From underpowered engines and transmission failures to electrical nightmares and plummeting resale values, these trucks represent the bottom of the barrel, according to Consumer Reports data and verified sales figures. Let's dive straight into our expert-reviewed countdown of the 20 worst trucks that nobody wants to buy. Number 21. Ram 1500 Eco Diesel, 2014 to 2019. The Ram 1500 Eco Diesel looked like a winner on paper. With promises of excellent fuel economy and V6 diesel torque for towing, many buyers were initially drawn to this truck. However, real-world reliability told a different story. Early eco-diesel models were plagued with issues such as EGR cooler failures that could lead to coolant leaks and even engine fires. Turbocharger failures and clogged diesel particulate filters (DPFS) were common, especially for owners using their trucks for short trips instead of highway driving. Number 20. Subaru Baja, 2003 to 2006. Subaru tried to blend car comfort with truck utility in the Baja, but the market simply wasn't convinced. Subaru aimed for 24,000 units annually, but barely managed 30,000 in total over 4 years. The Baja was too car-like for truck buyers and too awkwardly styled for Subaru's loyal car audience. Reliability wasn't abysmal, as it shared Outback components, but the 2.5-liter Boxer engine was notorious for head gasket failures around the 80,000-mile mark. Repairing coolant and oil leaks often ran over $1,500. The bed was disappointingly small, and the midgate pass-through was an unconvincing compromise. By 2006, sales had plunged to just 5,000 units, and Subaru mercifully ended production. Number 19. Chevrolet Silverado 1500 Hybrid, 2009 to 2013. GM's first hybrid pickup was a colossal failure. Debuting in 2009, Chevy sold fewer than 250 units in its first year. Even at its peak, sales barely touched 1,500 annually, while regular Silverados exceeded 300,000. The two-mode hybrid system, co-developed with BMW and Chrysler, added complexity without delivering substantial benefits. City fuel economy improved by just 33%, while highway mileage remained flat. Owners faced major issues, from overheating battery packs to sudden inverter failures and jerky transmissions that couldn't smoothly transition between electric and gas modes. All this headache cost buyers $4,000 more than the standard truck, with reduced towing capacity to boot. GM quietly discontinued this failed experiment in 2013. Number 18. Toyota Tundra, 2022. Toyota's bulletproof reputation took a hit with the 2022 Tundra. Consumer Reports ranked it dead last in full-size truck reliability, even stripping it of its recommended status. A rare occurrence for Toyota, the new twin-turbo 3.5-liter V6 engine suffered from turbo wastegate failures, triggering check engine lights and loss of power. Toyota issued a recall, but the damage to its image lingered. The new multi-link rear suspension also raised concerns, as rear axle nuts loosened over time, risking catastrophic axle shaft separation. The 14-inch touchscreen often froze, forcing drivers to restart the truck. Though Toyota sold over 104,000 units in 2022, it was still a far cry from Ford's F-Series, which sold over 650,000 in the same period. Number 17. Toyota T100, 1993 to 1998. The T100 was Toyota's first stab at a full-size truck, but it failed to win over American buyers. Even though it earned above-average reliability ratings, sales peaked at just 40,000 units annually. By 1998, sales had dwindled to a mere 6,000. The T100 lacked a V8 engine and an extended cab, making it less competitive against domestic rivals. Early models also faced head gasket issues with the 3.0-liter V6, which Toyota later addressed. However, its underwhelming power output of 150 to 190 horsepower and high price tag limited its appeal. The T100's failure taught Toyota valuable lessons that would eventually shape the more successful Tundra. Number 16. Lincoln Blackwood, 2002. The Lincoln Blackwood is a textbook case of misplaced priorities. Lincoln expected to sell 10,000 units annually, but only managed 3,383 before pulling the plug after just 1 year. The Blackwood featured a carpeted bed with a power tonneau cover, turning it into a glorified trunk. Unfortunately, the cover often malfunctioned, and water intrusion was common. Only one configuration was available: black-on-black rear-wheel drive, with no 4x4 option, a fatal flaw for a $52,000 luxury truck in 2002. The Blackwood quickly earned its reputation as Ford's fastest flop, with unsold units languishing on dealer lots well into 2003. Number 15. Chevrolet SSR, 2003 to 2006. The SSR was an identity crisis on wheels. Part retro truck, part convertible roadster, it failed to satisfy either audience. Chevy managed to sell just 9,000 units in its best year. The SSR's retractable hardtop frequently malfunctioned, leaving owners stuck with roofs half open. Early models were powered by a sluggish 5.3-liter V8 and 4-speed automatic, making the heavy truck feel underpowered. Overheating issues and differential whining were common complaints. With a uselessly small bed and a $42,000 starting price that rivaled the Corvette, the SSR failed to capture truck or sports car enthusiasts. Production ended after just 24,000 units. Number 14. GMC Canyon, 2004 to 2012. The first-generation Canyon shared its platform with the problematic Chevy Colorado. Early models earned much below-average reliability ratings from Consumer Reports. The 3.5-liter 5-cylinder engine was plagued by cylinder head failures that required costly repairs. Electrical issues were rampant, including faulty gauge clusters, fuel sensors, and ignition switches. Frequent recalls for defective brake light switches and side impact airbag wiring compounded its reputation woes. By 2012, GMC was selling just 2,200 units annually, and most dealers stopped stocking the Canyon altogether. Number 13. Chevrolet Colorado, 2004 to 2012. The Colorado initially enjoyed strong sales, but reliability issues quickly surfaced. Its unusual 2.8-liter 4-cylinder and 3.5-liter 5-cylinder engines were problematic, especially the 5-cylinder, which suffered from cylinder head defects leading to misfires and power loss. Instrument clusters and fuel level sensors often failed, while AC blower resistors left owners sweating. Several recalls targeted brake lamp switches that could fail, creating serious safety hazards. By 2012, sales had plunged below 4,000 units, forcing Chevy to pause production. Number 12. Dodge Dakota, 2005 to 2011. Once a popular choice, the final generation Dakota quickly lost favor. Sales dropped from over 100,000 units in 2005 to just 10,000 by 2011. Reliability tanked due to engine and suspension failures. The standard 3.7-liter V6 was underpowered and noisy, while the optional 4.7-liter V8 experienced catastrophic valve seat failures. Suspension components like ball joints and tie rods wore out prematurely. HVAC blower motor failures were widespread, and Dodge's refusal to update the model left it outdated in a competitive market. Number 11. Ford Explorer Sport Track, 2001 to 2005, 2007 to 2010. Ford attempted to combine SUV comfort with pickup utility, but the Sport Track landed on Consumer Reports' used cars to avoid list. Its notorious 5R55 transmission often failed before 70,000 miles. The 4.0-liter V6 engine had timing chain tensioner defects leading to catastrophic damage. Interior quality was subpar, with broken door handles and window regulators. Even the second-generation model couldn't shake the reputation, and sales dwindled to just 5,000 units by 2010. Number 10. Hummer H3T, 2009 to 2010. Based on the Hummer H3 SUV and the problematic Colorado platform, the H3T inherited severe mechanical issues. Its 3.7-liter 5-cylinder engine suffered from cylinder head problems, while the 5.3-liter V8 option had cooling system deficiencies that led to overheating during off-road use. Sales barely surpassed 2,700 units in 2009 and fewer than 1,000 in 2010 as fuel prices soared and Hummer's image collapsed. Number 9. Hummer H2 SUT, 2005 to 2009. The H2 SUT was a behemoth with poor reliability and even worse fuel economy. Weighing in at 6,600 pounds, it strained its drivetrain and brakes to the limit. Front differentials and half shafts failed under off-road stress, while undersized brakes warped rotors prematurely. The early 6.0-liter V8 models required frequent transmission rebuilds. Fuel economy was a miserable 10 miles per gallon, and sales plummeted from 33,000 in 2004 to under 1,500 by 2009. Number 8. Isuzu I-Series, 2006 to 2008. A rebadged Colorado, the Isuzu I-Series inherited all its siblings' faults. Cylinder head failures, transmission issues, and poor build quality plagued the truck. Interior trim and weather seals felt flimsy, and declining brand presence hurt sales. By 2008, fewer than 3,000 units sold, and Isuzu soon exited the US market altogether. Number 7. Cadillac Escalade EXT, 2002 to 2013. Initially a hit, the Escalade EXT faded fast. Reliability woes included air suspension failures and transmission breakdowns. The 6.0-liter V8 struggled under the EXT's weight, and later models with cylinder deactivation faced lifter failures and camshaft damage. Electronics constantly glitched, and expensive repairs scared off buyers. Sales fell from over 14,000 in 2003 to under 2,000 by 2013. Number 6. Lincoln Mark LT, 2006 to 2008. Lincoln's second attempt at a luxury truck failed like the first. Sharing underpinnings with problematic early 2000s F-150s, it suffered from the 5.4-liter Triton V8's infamous cam phaser and spark plug seizing issues. 4x4 system failures and electrical gremlins were common. Sales plummeted from 12,753 units in 2006 to 4,631 by 2008, leading Ford to quietly replace it with the platinum trim F-150. Number 5. Suzuki Equator, 2009 to 2012. A badge-engineered Nissan Frontier, the Equator suffered from cross-contamination between radiator coolant and transmission fluid, leading to catastrophic failures. Timing chain noise, fuel sender issues, and poor dealer support doomed the truck. Fewer than 6,000 units were sold in the US, making it one of the rarest trucks on American roads. Number 4. Mitsubishi Raider, 2006 to 2009. Another rebadged Dodge Dakota, the Raider sold fewer than 2,000 units in 2009. Ball joint wear, HVAC failures, and a faulty clutch interlock switch plagued early models. Lacking brand recognition and suffering from a shrinking dealer network, the Raider vanished after just 4 years. Number 3. Jeep Gladiator, 2020 to 2021. Despite its promising concept, the Gladiator faced early reliability issues. Steering wander and the infamous death wobble plagued owners. Manual transmission models had defective clutch pressure plates that could overheat and explode, leading to recalls. Roof leaks and electronic faults added to the frustrations. Though it sold about 77,000 units in 2021, many buyers remain wary. Number 2. Nissan Frontier, 2005 to 2008. 2022. The strawberry milkshake of death haunted early Frontiers as coolant leaked into transmissions, destroying them. Timing chain failures and leaking axle seals were common. Surprisingly, even the 2022 redesign suffered from electronics glitches and rattling interiors. Over 180,000 units were recalled due to rollaway risks while in park, keeping buyers skeptical. Number 1. Nissan Titan, 2016 to 2019. Topping our list is the second-generation Titan, a truck plagued by drivetrain failures, jerky transmissions, and reliability ratings consistently below average. Cummins diesel variants faced fuel pump and turbo issues, and widespread recalls for parking gear defects damaged consumer confidence. Sales plummeted from 52,000 in 2017 to just 15,000 by 2022, leading Nissan to discontinue the Titan in 2023. There you have it, the 20 worst trucks that almost nobody wants to buy. These models serve as cautionary tales for automakers and consumers alike. Have you owned one of these problematic pickups? Share your experiences in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more expert automotive content. See you in the next video.